Hey there, fellow marketers, Professor Wolters here, and today we're here in the forests of Idaho, and today we're going to talk about some of the trends we find in retail these days. And I know some of you are asking yourself, Mark, I'm failing to see the connection between a forest in Idaho and retail. Well, honestly, people, retail is everywhere. It's here in the middle of a forest in Idaho, or it's on Main Street America. And what you have to realize is there's been some changes going on in these trends that companies need to take advantage of, because some people, hey, you know what? We're not going to the store. We're staying at home in a cabin and just enjoying it here. And that's one of the things you have to look at is really the continual growth of online shopping, mobile shopping, shopping with your phone, all kinds of things like that. And the thing is, companies are really pushing this now, with the coronavirus pandemic having made a lot of businesses finally realize they have to go all in online or they're going to go out of business. This is really influencing retailers. So they have to have a well-run website. Their social media needs to be on point. Maybe they have apps to buy their products or their services so you could enjoy that. And we start to see it's like, yeah, this is what we're starting to do. Look at yourself. How many of you still go out and buy DVDs? You don't. The retail of movies making now is the streaming services. I got to get the Disney Plus or my Netflix or Hulu or whatever. And so we start seeing those things. So the big trend of going online is going to keep going, and it's going to get more and more. And it's not just going to be Amazon. Now companies are starting to take advantage of the situation, saying, hey, you know what? We can develop our own stuff and we don't have to go through Amazon. Because let's be honest, Amazon doesn't always have the best deal. And if you have all these extra, have you ever noticed a lot of the retailers now have all those loyalty programs? Get free shipping, get free stuff, get, for every 10 pizza, get 11th one free. They're doing that so you use their website. They're retailing through them versus somebody else. So that's one trend that we're going to see continue. And it started, but it keeps going. The next thing you're going to see, and another trend that's been going for a while, is the thrifty retailer, okay? Or the thrifty consumer, I should say. And here you're seeing people that are realizing, look, I don't have to buy everything at the expensive grocery store. I can go to Aldi for some stuff. I can go to Walmart for some things, because why should I pay $4 for milk when I can pay $2 for milk that probably came from the same cow? And the thing is as economic times get tougher, those thrifty shoppers, the income level may be higher, but they're still being more thrifty with their money. And this is one of the things that could continue on. And for thrifty based retailers like Walmart, like Aldi, they can take advantage of this. They can see that they can show customers, look, come shop with us. Yeah, we have lower prices, but our products are still good. And so then when people have the income again, or maybe the recession's over or whatever, they're like, you know what? Why should I go back to Target to buy my groceries? Or why should I go to that fancy grocery store like Albertsons or Schnucks when I can get it all at Walmart at a discount? And that's why companies need to realize is these thrifty shoppers, they're not going away. Okay, so we need to factor them in. Hence why you're seeing Armani has Emporio Armani, right? You have these lower, price products that will fit into that more thrifty consumer. Now, another thing you see is the kind of what we call the ever-changing face of retail. I remember back when you were a kid, it was like, yay, let's go to the mall, and you do all your shopping there, right? And then the big box stores kind of took over, and you do the box store stuff, and then you maybe go with your friends to the mall or something like that. And what we've seen is the malls have changed. Now you have those pop-up shops that might be there, or they might have a pop-up shop in a parking lot, right? To put things there. Or how about this? Temporary shopping locations. How many of you go to Halloween Spirit for your Halloween gear? It's only there September and October, right? Then like November 1st, poof, it's gone. You're like, wait, where'd it go? And you're like, wait, will Halloween Spirit turn into Christmas land for 2 months for November and December? We're starting to see that these retailers are going to be very different. They have to take advantage of this. That's why you see these malls that have these anchor stores like Sears, right? Or JCPenney's or Macy's that have had tough financial times, or maybe they've gone out of business. They have these big spaces that are empty. And so they're trying to refigure, how do we use this retail space? What do we do with it? Heck, in my hometown, you know what they did? The Bergners that went out of business, they turned it into a doctor's office. Yes, it is a big doctor's office for like cancer treatment or something like that, right? You're like, whoa, that's interesting. We got to figure things out. Have you noticed a lot of malls have started to put gyms on the end of it? Why? Well, if we put a gym on there, people theoretically go to the gym a lot of days a week, right? So if they come to the gym, they might walk through the mall as well. They might pick something up. So they're bringing that traffic in, because in general, people aren't just browsing the mall to shop. we're browsing online to shop. And so retailers need to adjust to that. Now, another thing I think is important, and this is one thing that a lot of retailers have started to do, is what we call green retailing. And here's where companies are really starting to focus more on the sustainable side of business. They're trying to figure out, how can we make our products less, using less packaging? How can we use it to, using less waste, or having less waste, or using less electricity? What can we do to help out? And so that's why you'll see some countries, in some states, in some cities, you might have to pay for your bag, or some places they'll encourage consumers, hey, bring your own bag and we'll give you a discount, right? Or, hey, you know what, we're not doing too much packaging here, so instead of having the old CD long boxes, for those who don't know, back CDs used to come in boxes this long, they just give you like the CD itself, or just download it and save yourself that garbage that might be in a landfill one day when you can just digitally download it. You're seeing more of the sustainability in retail as well. Now, another thing that I see, and I know my students do this a lot, is what we call showrooming. And showrooming is when people will go into a store to look at a product, test a product out, and then buy it online. I mean, let's be honest. How many of you go to Best Buy to try out a computer, and then you look online, who's got the best deal? Does Amazon has it? Does Dell Direct have it? Does eBay have it? And then you buy it there. And so retailers need to realize that, hey, customers are coming to our store just to test out our products and buy it somewhere else. What can we do to combat that? Well, one thing you'll see if you go to Best Buy, they have their little phones right there. Oh, we can check and see what other prices are. Or maybe they'll see price match guarantees places, right? So they're like, look, you can test out here and we'll match the prices online so you can just buy it here. They can do that, okay? Because they're trying to try to fight off some of the problems of showrooming. But on the other side, companies can do a really good job of showrooming to do business. For example, what if Amazon bought all those old Sears stores, right? And in all those Sears stores, they just had here's our 100 most popular products, and they just have it there. So you go around, you can look at it, test it out, see what it is, and okay, I'll buy that. You get your Amazon app, boom, buy it there. They deliver it to your house the next day, or the same day, depending where you are. These are things companies have to really think about in terms of taking advantage of that showrooming that's happening in retail, because we got to make sure we're getting the customers to actually buy from us, but also we want to inspire people to buy. So you have to think about that. And the last trend I want to talk about, and there's more trends out there, but the last one I want to talk about is this kind of non-touch retailing, okay? Curbside delivery, right? Or delivered to your house, or no contact pizza delivery, right? You see these things. And so we're seeing this more and more, because whether it's with the pandemic that happened, or people just, liking less and less to be with other people, we have to figure out ways that we can actually help our customers shop, maybe without actually being in contact with them. What can we do to make it easier for them? Maybe it is, what's your shoe size? Here's some pictures of shoes. We'll send them to you. You can just send them back to us, okay? So we're not really touching each other. We're not interacting with each other. Or maybe you just have it, the curbside pickup you see a lot of times with restaurants, or some businesses have that. You can call it up and they'll do that. I know my parents, what they do is they put their order form in for their groceries, and they give them a time, and they drive up, they pop the trunk, they put the people at the grocery store, put it all in the back of the car, they shut the thing, buy, they wave it, non-touch, right? And so we're seeing these things happen, and so retailers need to take advantage of that, or at least need to be aware of these trends that are out there. There's lots of other trends, like I said, but these are ones I think that are really important for retailers to really consider when they're thinking of how am I going to survive all this? What do I need to do to be ready for the future? These are the things you should really think about. Anyway, I hope this helps you know a bit more of some of the trends that are going on in retail. If you want to learn more, click that subscribe button. We put all kinds of business videos out every week. Bye from here in beautiful Idaho.